Have you ever noticed how fluent Filipinos are in English? You land in Manila, and everyone from the immigration officer to the taxi driver to the vendor selling street food can chat with you effortlessly. It's pretty amazing, right? It makes you wonder, out of all the countries in Asia, why does the Philippines stand out so much when it comes to English? Is it just something in the water? Well, not exactly. The story behind this linguistic superpower is a fascinating mix of history, culture, and a unique approach to education. Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into why the Philippines speaks better English than most of Asia. To really understand this, we need to hop in a time machine and go back over a century. The story begins in 1898, with the end of the Spanish-American War. After over 300 years of Spanish rule, the Philippines was ceded to the United States. This marked a massive shift. The Americans had a very different colonial strategy compared to the Spanish. While Spain focused on religion, the U.S. had a vision of benevolent assimilation. And a huge part of that plan was education, specifically education in English. Shortly after their arrival, the Americans established a public school system that was accessible to everyone, a stark contrast to the exclusive, religion-focused education under the Spanish. And what was the language of instruction? You guessed it, English. In 1901, a ship called the USS Thomas arrived, carrying around 500 American teachers. These pioneers, who became known as the Thomasites, spread out across the archipelago, from the bustling streets of Manila to the most remote mountain villages. Their mission was to teach English and train Filipino teachers to do the same. This wasn't just about teaching a new language. It was about building a nation's entire educational foundation in English. Imagine an entire generation of children learning math, science, and history, all through the medium of English. This laid a groundwork so deep and so widespread that its effects are still incredibly visible today. Unlike in some other former colonies where the colonizer's language was reserved for the elite, the American system in the Philippines was designed to be universal. This democratic approach to language education meant that English wasn't just a tool for the wealthy or the powerful, it became a language of aspiration for everyone. It was seen as the key to opportunity, a way to get a good job, to participate in government, and to connect with the wider world. This positive association with the language is a crucial piece of the puzzle. English wasn't forced upon them as a symbol of oppression in the same way it might have been perceived elsewhere. Instead, it was presented, and largely accepted, as a vehicle for progress and empowerment. Fast forward to the post-colonial era. After the Philippines gained independence in 1946, you might expect the country to distance itself from its colonial past, including the English language. But that's not what happened. Instead of rejecting it, the Philippines embraced it. English was enshrined alongside Filipino as one of the country's official languages in the Constitution. It remained the primary language of government, law, business, and higher education. If you wanted to become a lawyer, a doctor, a senator, or a CEO, you had to master English. This decision cemented the language's status not as a foreign relic, but as an integral part of Filipino society and national identity. Now, let's talk about something we all love: pop culture. From a very young age, Filipinos are immersed in a world of English-language media. Turn on the TV, and you'll find Hollywood blockbusters, American sitcoms, and cartoons, often shown without dubbing. Flip on the radio, and you will hear the latest hits from Taylor Swift and Bruno Mars playing right alongside local OPM, original Filipino music, tracks. Many local Filipino artists even write and perform their own songs in English. This constant, daily exposure from movies, music, and the internet makes learning and using English feel natural and, well, cool. It's not just a subject you study in school, It's part of your entertainment, your social life, and your connection to global trends. This cultural immersion is a powerful, informal classroom that runs 24/7. But what about the formal classroom? The education system continues to play a massive role. The Philippines has a bilingual education policy. From elementary school onwards, subjects like math and science are taught in English, while others like history and social studies are taught in Filipino. This means students aren't just learning English as a separate subject. They're actively using it to understand complex concepts across the curriculum. By the time a Filipino student graduates from high school, they've spent thousands of hours thinking, problem-solving, and writing in English. When they get to college, virtually all instruction is in English. This rigorous, decades-long academic training solidifies their fluency and gives them the technical vocabulary needed for professional fields. Another huge factor is the Filipino mindset towards language itself. There's a general absence of what you might call linguistic snobbery. In many cultures, people can be shy or afraid of making mistakes when speaking a foreign language. But in the Philippines, there's a widely accepted and celebrated version of the language known as Taglish, a seamless blend of Tagalog and English. You'll hear people switch between the two languages mid-sentence, sometimes even mid-word. This flexibility makes speaking English less intimidating. The focus is on communication, not on perfect Queen's English pronunciation. This practical and forgiving attitude encourages people to just go for it, to practice and use the language in their daily lives without fear of judgment. It's about getting your point across, and that's a powerful catalyst for fluency. Finally, we can't ignore the economic incentives. English proficiency has become the Philippines' golden ticket in the global economy. The country is one of the world's top destinations for business process outsourcing, or BPOs, call centers for major international companies in tech, finance, and healthcare are everywhere. These jobs are relatively high-paying and sought after, and the number one requirement is excellent English communication skills. This creates a massive direct economic incentive for millions of Filipinos to master the language. Furthermore, millions of Filipinos work overseas, from nurses in the US and UK to engineers in the Middle East and sailors on cruise ships around the world. Their strong English skills make them highly competitive and adaptable in the international job market. For many families, English proficiency is not just a skill, it's a lifeline to a better future. So, when you put it all together, a century of American-style education, the language's official status, a deep immersion in Western pop culture, a bilingual school system, a pragmatic cultural attitude, and powerful economic drivers, it's clear why the Philippines excels. It's not a simple accident of history. It is the result of a unique combination of factors that have woven the English language into the very fabric of Filipino life. It's a legacy that continues to open doors for the Philippines on the world stage. What are your thoughts on this? Have you had experiences with the unique way Filipinos speak English? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next exploration. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.